Hello Sagittarius, we are here to do your February read. I've had a very interesting experience with your zodiac sign, and I did manage to do a beautiful 45-minute read, which some of that I will reintegrate into this read. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I do look at aspects of the astrology, and where I feel it's connecting in, I will make mention of that so that it can support you and help you potentially dealing with the frequencies and the energies of what I'm saying. Also, I will tune in directly to the cards and give you any channelings of any challenges you may deal with or beauty that is coming towards you. Now, as I said, I did do 45 minutes and the volume was off, and even tuning into your energies has been really interesting. Now, this month we are going to be having a Leo moon. Some of the frequency of what we experienced with the Aquarius moon last month will be playing out and moving over. It's almost like a spinning wheel. And I'm telling you, another song's coming through. Big wheels keep on turning. Go and listen to it if you know the song I'm talking about. Initially, there wasn't a song coming through for you guys, and I did feel your energy was coming through very intuitive, very fly on the wall, very observant of a situation. I'm also feeling you guys, some of the experiences that you're going to go through are going to be very unique in February. Again, if it is feeling overwhelming, like you've got this push-pull energy going on and you know something's got to give, something's changing, it may be due to the fact that the nodes are changing next month, and it does directly, you know, it is falling in the sign of Sagittarius. So you might be feeling some synchronistic changes already, and you may be more inclined to be intuitive. Now, when it does come to your dream state and your manifestation and the delusional state, it can be where you're feeling push and pull. Very much 12th house, but psychically, and when I say psychically, you know, all of us have the intuitive gift. It's about how we listen to it, how we allow ourselves to hear, and also the permission we give ourselves to dream, to think, to feel, and to be okay with what we're sensing. A lot of times when we're not happy with what we're sensing, it's due to an external reason. It can be because mother, father, sister, brother, child, partner, boss may have an expectation or a need on us or a want, and it may not be in alignment with what you potentially want. So there's a lot of shaking up and changing. Now, in the initial energy that was coming through, the first card was connected to the Leo moon, except it was in reverse, and it was really, when we look at the moon energy, we're needing to, with this moon, Leo moon, look at things quite from an internalization, like, you know, what's been going on the inside. How do you feel? Inner nurturing, might be wounds that are coming up and how we're applying ourselves to our life, and, you know, where they're stemming from. Getting to the core root of it, but looking at things and being resourceful from within, you know, seeking the truth from within. It can also be where our food is changing. We're needing to change our food, inner nurturing. And it's really, instead of it coming out on the face level, because, you know, painting a beautiful picture, for instance, in life, that's not how your energy feels. It's like, you know, trying to put the facade on but really taking the mask off. So if you're looking at somebody in some shape or fashion and you think that they're doing better, it can be coming up in a trigger. And this is collective. It's not just connecting in with Sagittarius as per se. So at a collective level, if we can do some deep internal healing, really tune into all of what we are and be very blessed for that. And any wounds that do come up, really loving and nurturing them and being gentle. That, you know, all that glistens isn't always gold, and sometimes we're really expected to be, you know, this knight in shining armor, you know, woman of glory, but really maybe deep down inside it might be a heavy cross to bear, so to speak. So there's going to be some things really internally, and especially with strength in reverse, which is very much connecting in with the Leo moon. Now, being in reverse and being 11, it does mean, in a way, in the past, however you were looking at things, where you didn't have control and maybe you learnt some lessons, you're very different now. And I do feel there's two paths, because I do have two crowning energy cards for you. Now, the next card you have is the Two of Earth. So again, it's saying two, and I keep hearing this, the 1-1 can be two viewpoints. It's the masculine, feminine, it's the yin and the yang, the pros and the cons of the situation. In reverse, not really making a decision, not really owning it until you get more information. You know, really pausing, which you're guided to do when you're not completely sure, and looking at both sides. This can also be looking at life and obstacles from an external point of view over a very personal point of view. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision, considering a more playful approach. Now, even when I did mention that last month's energy, when I did the energy update for the Aquarian moon, I did mention a T-square. So it was like we were reaching a point where we were at the crossroad. But not where you could go forward any longer. There was a direct left or right, and you can only choose one. And sometimes when we're faced with a decision, you know, some decisions can actually be taken out of our hands where we have no control. But if we do have control, but we, you know, the inner child energy is coming through, it can be problematic. Because then it's sort of like universe does force our hands. I do feel you are looking at something and you feel maybe due to finances, maybe due to the external, very 3D world, it's made it difficult for you to make a choice in an area. Unsure about what your passion is, or maybe because you do have love for something that you're doing, that you do feel it's being prevented from coming towards you. And this can be due to external influences, finance for instance. I'm saying that is one theme coming through. There is healing here, but I do feel it's like the things that you've been drawn towards can actually be a frequency check-in. So I have been mentioning with you guys, you know, checking within. Now, I'm getting a few messages with that. This can be, you know, in a manifestation sense, what we feel, we vibrate. What we vibrate, we attract, like a magnet. If you're breaking it down, it can be even looking at the food and the energy transfer of what you're transmuting. And I'm getting to a point here, so please, you know, be patient and also tuning it, because your guides are trying to be very gentle with the way they're articulating this. I feel you're dealing with a very tender subject, a very tender and tricky situation that does need tender loving care. It does need, and this can be even you needing tender loving care. It can be a person that's needing TLC. It could also be, yeah, I'm hearing tender loving care. It is a delicate matter. It's a delicate situation that it needs to be dealt with carefully. Now, whatever the situation is that needs to be handled carefully, yes, there is a lot going on. Now, if you're feeling frustrated, not angry, but frustrated, that you're trying to be potentially masculine, feminine in your own life because you have too many roles you're playing, too many hats you're putting on, it's not your fault, although you can start becoming quite angry with the way universe is playing this fiddle. And I am feeling too many hats, too many obstacles, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. And it can just be very trivial things. It can even be, you know, especially we are going to be having Mercury retrograde, reading on the fine print, really testy energy. I am feeling that frequency coming through. And my makeup looks distorted, but we're going to persevere. I'm going to pull a clarifier. I am getting additional messages. Now, with this tender loving care situation, this can be a family related dynamic. It can be a partner. It can be a health related situation. I'm also seeing your plans are looped in with this scenario. So they're encoiled, embroiled, attached to, affected by these scenarios or situational shit. So it's delaying things. It's causing problems. again, solar plexus. This can be to do with the child. This can be to do, and I did look at the actual picture on the card with the arrow. Left, right, back, forward, front, on the horse. This can be a family-related dynamic since childhood. Again, I'm feeling more a family-related dynamic now. Whatever this is, you do have eighth house activated. Now, with your 8th house, where am I? With family. There is a lesson here. Now, with the eclipse that happened last month, like I said, when we have an eclipse, it rolls over for 6 to 12 months. So, very gently, some of these situations have been playing out since last year, coming up in, paradigms, coming up in wounds. Again, this energy is to do with your childhood wounds, but it can be also occurring on 3D. Your 8th house is the house of the haunted house. It's where you have your dreams, your transformations, delusions and illusions, occult topics. It can also be, digging through to uncover that wound, very, Chiron and Aries energy, and the complexity of situations. But it's the things that go on inside us that can trigger us to a point of really holding us captive. And it's very much a captivating energy. So potentially both with your children and your family, if there has been something that's gone on that links in with life, death, transformations, births, deaths, endings, very Plutonian. This energy playing out with the Cancer eclipse, maybe you've had so much time that you haven't been able to delve into the emotional core sense. Or maybe due to these scenarios playing out in families, you have not had the ability to check in with thyself. And again, I'm feeling TLC. Now, this TLC really can be you. The expectations on oneself can also be something that has been projected towards you of who you need to be due to others not being able to maybe hold their own. And that doesn't mean to say that they've intentionally done this. This can be any number of people. It could be a boss, it could be a partner, it could be a child. However this energy actually plays out, but inside of you, especially when it comes to partners, contracts, marriage, etc. I'm hearing spreading yourself too fine like butter. Some of these energies resurfacing, obviously it's coming through the things that you've been passionate about, the deep frustration of accountability, responsibility, potentially lack of support, having to adult, maybe responsibilities of children on your shoulders. Some of you, especially if health, because it's covered, the 8th house is the house of the haunted house, fearing the situation, fearing that things are going to be taken from you. When you're dealing with all of these energies within the chakra, it can actually heal you to a point of detachment where you expect the best, but understand the laws of the universe gives us yin and yang, good and bad, all through experience. And the more relaxed we are into it, if we're able to purge and heal the past. So a past tense scenario, it may be asking you to have courage. And, with the yellow, it oozes Leo moon energy, sun energy. Free will, courage, willpower, and change. If you can look into this energy, you're really going to have to look inside. So this Leo moon is asking you to look inside, to nurture yourself, to understand the power you have, to break certain cords and ways of being. Your self-belief is being rewired. You have the Ace of Earth. Now, some of your plans potentially aren't coming full circle, and that's becoming deeply frustrating. This card's in reverse. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Now, again, this potentially is in the past tense position, not necessarily what's going to play out right here, right now. But if you are blocked in this area and you're feeling no movement, yes, during Mercury retrograde, it can do a few things. It can actually bring old offers back to the table. But at the same time, make sure that you actually, even though we have retrograde, it doesn't mean to say that we can't actually move forward and attempt to in any shape or form. But again, it's best to use the analogy I use on my YouTube channel of if you're triggered, think of a traffic light. Red, stop. Be in the frequency. It's okay to feel that. Yellow, think about it. Again, you have a choice in how you're going to relate to it. You might not have a choice of what the outcome's going to be, but you have a choice to take direct action should you need to. And there are choices, not choice. I'm hearing choices for Sagittarius to make in the month of February. And they're major choices, and they're going to have huge implications. But this will be your opinion. That the reason why the blockage is there is because you are aware that there is a potential of, dark light in every situation and being very realistic. So if you've networked and you're waiting for something to come full circle to end in a cycle, and it may be a situation that hasn't ended, it's also, please don't get to a point, and this is a message that is really speaking quite loudly for you. If there's been delays, it's mainly that. It's a delay. But at a very separate nature, if you're frustrated that there aren't doors opening for you and you feel you're being punished from universe, it's a purge of a situation, but once you release it because you're too tired to think about it anymore, this is where the movement comes from. And I do feel with these strength card in reverse, you've got choices here. You also have too many things going on. Again, even from a 3D, if you're thinking there is too much in the mind's eye going on, so it prevents the forward movement. You've then got 5 of water. And again, when I say 5, it's all about change. So some aspects of change have not been happening. And this card in the upright position, I'll interpret it reversed. And I'll deem it as in reversed, it's the opposite. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, crying over spilt milk. I actually feel, again, because I did articulate the Leo moon energy as an external and an internal, and that's really what's coming through with this card. It's not so much what's not happening on the 3D. In a sense of change. It's also the very important aspects of what's going on the inside of you that has changed. And tuning into how that made you feel. And again, emotions, very much moon energy, intuition, feeling, vibration, and acknowledging it, because that's inside care. That's, inner child care, self-love, so that then you can actually be more at peace with things and not be fighting it. So there is this internalization going on where you're understanding as within, as without. Now with 3 energies in your life, there is going to be a healing here. And then 3 is really around you quite a bit at the moment. I have actually tuned into your energy for the last 3 days. Communication, movement, day to day, change. I'm feeling like some of you do have these really great plans, but again, I just feel that whenever you guys are trying to move towards achieving these dreams, it feels like you're 10 steps back. It's really got you quite tired. Now, if you're feeling like you're getting into a pickle this month, you're really getting ready for the nodes in March. So you may, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, feel very synchronistically a lot of psychic downloads. it's like you've made a decision, but you haven't yet stepped into it, but you're going to. This is going to be a different way of applying your energy. I do feel a bit of anger around you at the moment with certain individuals. And this doesn't necessarily have to be within a direct connection. It can be external to the connection, but there are individuals, and you will know who these energies are, and they're showing an aspect of you inside of them. So it's like you're seeing yourself, you're getting triggered, you're creating healthy boundaries. You might even be avoiding them altogether, because in the last read I did where I tuned in, there was a lot of hermit energy. Not making plans, not moving forward, really assessing dynamics, feeling disempowered. But some of it is even at a financial level where there is a delay and a pause due to the 3D. Now in your finances, you have King of Air, and it's really positive that you're coming up as the king when it is this movement energy coming through your read. Interesting. Okay, in money and work, you may be getting actually some counsel. This could be even interviews, it could be changing things up, it could even be talking to a broker or a bank manager. This may be a plan or a business venture that you're seeking. Now you're coming up as king, so it might be where you're wanting to go out on your own, you're wanting to own the power within the energy of your finances, and it does almost feel like a change in direction. Now this is professionally. Also, if you're going for interviews, it can be due to leaving a toxic environment, because whenever I start yawning, it means you were around or are around toxic energies. And when I say toxic, it doesn't mean they're bad people. Very draining, very matter of fact, like that. They don't have your mindset, and so your energy directly will absorb their frequency. In your family, some situation may be released. This can be a direct person. Okay, those of you in a happy relationship, I'm going to pull a clarifier. Now, if you are in a happy relationship, this is even with your family, within a work domain, within a relationship, if you're happy, this year there is going to be an ending of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. And endings don't have to be bad things. They can be taking it to the next level, getting engaged. They can be taking it to the next level, getting married, moving in together. So there are natural endings, but when we hear that, we do get quite triggered. It's a more grounded way. It's being more rational and more controlled. But some of you, it may be that you've outgrown this. That you're not. Some of you, it's very simple where you are feeling very grounded. You're not getting swayed. You know who you want to be with, and it's that turning over of the new leaf. It's passing a test energetically and anchoring it in and only choosing. And this is really, for all of you, I do feel, really choosing very healthy energies. Way you're relating to people and the way they're going to directly relate to you. Now, if they don't, again, no choice is a choice, but I'm feeling this is what's coming through. There is a lot of communication, but there's going to be an honest conversation here. Those of you that aren't happy, you might be discussing this. This can directly be with a partner, a person at work, friendship group, or family, and there is a conversation, but it's 50-50 on the grid right now. Not everyone's going to form the same, theme playing out, but I am seeing some goodbyes and some hellos. Some hellos seem more so where you are directly in alignment and you feel you're on the right path. This person's energy is working with you. See? Others of you, I feel you may leave this person. And I don't feel that they're going to expect it. This can even be a situation where you tell them, this is not my road. And this, like I said, in tribe energy, it can be work, I do have the romance section. I haven't tuned into that yet. It can be work, it could be a co-worker, but there is going to be a person this month that you guys do actually walk away from. This can even be walking away from the old energy of you. Yeah, not liking a thing and moving on from it. Like actually changing that way of being and having more control and calm. And really, I am feeling, that's what I keep hearing, you need calm. You want calm. You want movement. You want peace. You want balance. You don't want fights. But if they want to test you, you will fight. This could be with anybody. Now, in your health domain, you had 2 cards come out. Queen of Fire and 8 of Water. There may be a spiritual mentor or a partner who is actually speaking to you and giving you advice and encouragement. It could even be a people speaker, could be a motivational speaker. Again, it's something you're hearing, something you're feeling and sensing, and it's empowering you. It is shaping and affecting your health. Be very selective of what you're listening to. And it's odd because she literally looks like she's taming a dragon. I do feel this person is almost mastering the art of how to tame the fire. Mastering the art. They're explaining to you, you're feeling this, you're integrating this. How to redirect your energy onto those things that make you happy, passionate. And again, the astrology is really forcing our hand down this path. If you're not in alignment of that, what you will find is this can actually cause turmoil. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Again, the same chakra. I'm seeing that some of you want to leave a job. There is a leaving behind of some energy. Some of you it's going to be a job. Some of you it's going to be toxic friendships. Some of you it's going to be partners. But there is definitely, and this is coming through in different areas. In your health, in your tribe, in your crowning energy, 2 areas you're looking at. It's like a shake-up and a change. What you're not saying, you will have success. Really owning your masculine or feminine frequency, however it directly relates. But you're needing both for this decision, I feel. And I feel you're really, really patient. You're quiet. You're reflective. Some of you aren't even really able right now, due to the energies around you, to look forward 6 months. Which isn't bad. It's being present, which is natural. There is success in this outcome. I'm hearing if you put the work in and make a decision and proceed forward, the luck that will follow will be phenomenal. It's almost looking like a soldier moving through, winning a spiritual war. Romance. You have the Knight of Earth in reverse. Again, I do feel there's this frequency coming through where you're very detached from energies. And it doesn't mean to say that you're not in love. But there is something at a very deep internal level that you're having this metamorphosis. It's this huge change inside you. People around you may take it personal. People around you might think something major has been told to you, and they're actually getting quite curious as to is something hidden, but I'm not feeling that. I just feel a very reflective, collective sort of absorption of frequency. You're really, almost like you're in a trance. It feels very assessment. But I do feel potentially, if you're in a partnership, they may be getting a bit confused. You've got the Ten of Water in reverse. There is something in the family that isn't balancing, okay? It's in reverse. Something in the family that isn't balancing. This is a past tense scenario, something you're waiting on to resolve. At the heart of it, both of you are quite stuck in, again, two energies, two external influences, two ways of looking at this relationship. Both of you potentially might be trying to work through a problem and you haven't had a solution. And other people that are single, that are tuning into a direct energy, it feels, you know something's wrong, but you might not want to hurt the other person's feelings. However that goes. Having two very separate belief systems, and again, that's not bad. It's just, it's becoming challenging. Not one of you want to hurt each other. Not one of you, maybe you're wanting to look at the external problem, the internal problem. There's great love here in this situation. But I'm hearing there's a heavy cross to bear. There is the cross on the card. I don't know why this has been coming through. Look, a lot of this month is very fertile energy. It's very fertile energy. Why? I don't know. This does denote an announcement. Now, the Three of Water. Now, there again, I have seen two energies. I do feel if the balancing out of these energies do transpire, the clarification is by an anniversary. Now, this can be any anniversary. This can be the anniversary of when you met them, when you make a 1 year anniversary. There is going to be something major that's going to shift in this situation, but I'm hearing celebration, wedding, graduation, a birth announcement, the need to have more fun. Again, this is connecting in with the lower chakras. This is going to be a dream come true. I don't think either one of you are actually speaking about it. I do feel both of you are dealing with seeing things, observing it, and feeling it from a very unique angle. I do feel on those of you that are male or male cross-watcher, the male energy in this direct situation does have a heavy cross to bear. And it is behind them, but it's lingering like a shadow of memory. It's very close to reaching the crown chakra, so it's really close to having the complete clarity, the detachment, the feeling grounded, but you also don't want to hurt your partner or discourage them. I do feel both of you are going to get back on the right path. The star falls down to an 8, which, you know, for some of you, you might have felt like this has gone on for a very long time. And again, the 9 of Water. This will make you extremely happy, and it's going to be emotional abundant. Your wish is coming true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. Let's get 3 clarifiers. True. Don't feel guilty by spending some time on yourself and not speaking. Listening to the internal. Check your frequencies of what you're feeling. And what will come through will be your clarity. You have 9, which is very much Hermit energy. The relationship with self. The relationship with mother energies. Having time. Thinking, potentially not talking. Also, by February, movement. Some of you feel very sad. Even with this card, I'm tuning in. This card is forgiveness. 3. This is changing in order to move forward. If you want to change your life, look at the cross on the card. This feels like a male energy. Okay, there is one energy that is very, very, very down potentially, very quiet, feeling disempowered, feeling like they're listening to their thoughts in the past. Haunted house, mental anguish, wanting to make the world a perfect place. You also have to forgive yourself. You know, it's not one-sided, the forgiveness and these wishes, these hopes and dreams. Some of you potentially could end up getting everything in 1 month, and that can be completely disruptive. And it sounds like a random thing, but could you imagine while you've been thinking, you know, these energies, and then all of a sudden, you know, brand new job, flash new car, house, relationship that wants to come in, or a relationship gets more serious, baby comes, just an example. It feels, this could be something that you already went through, and it was very movie star, like everything moved so very quickly, and then before you knew it, you were there, and it was like, wow, what just happened? Whirlwind energy. This whirlwind energy is coming up. Deep reflection back. Why didn't I see this? Why couldn't I balance my time? There is some growth here, and I am seeing some real amazing things happen. So if you are potentially up in your head this month and thinking a lot, it's preparing you for next month. I'm going to do a check-in during the month, but at the same time, I'm feeling it's going to be a very, very spiritual time. Do be mindful of communication, because with the communication this month, it can be a bit, you know, a bit dangerous. Just be really careful. Anything on your chart I need to articulate to you? I'm feeling luck with money. There is a delay with it. Your physical assets, location, and potentially a change of house and residence. Your 7th house. For the next 2 years, you really are going to be looking at past tense situations. How did you relate inside connections? How do you relate with your business partnerships, your contracts, your marriages? What you're going to move towards is knowing self-worth, and a lot of self-worth. So if you really have had, if you have felt like you've been a big dreamer, but some of these things haven't come full circle, I really do feel for you guys, this is the year where these things can happen. I'm really feeling with the Capricorn energy coming through in your zodiac sign, and then the nodes moving into your own sign, you are going to get help both from yourself and from the direct world around you. And I think this is really going to benefit your sign. I find it's going to be actually deeply lucrative when it does come to your transformation. Now, the place to be mindful of is Chiron and Aries, and that falls in your 5th house in your general astrology. And your 5th house does govern your romances, children, and your epiphany moments. So if you get triggered with this 3D, and I feel more you're meditating, but I do feel many of you are breaking down an old condition. And if you've had huge expectations on you, I feel you'll be calling it the way it is. This can even be calling people out and creating healthy boundaries where they're not interfering in your connections, relationships, and your road ahead. And I do feel it to be quite strict, but you guys really do need to be looking after yourselves this month, because I am feeling your energy being really quite fatigued, and I've just noticed I'm getting bags as I'm tuning into the energy. Be very careful, because there potentially could be a little bit of a setback, and I don't feel anything terrible. I just feel fatigue energy. So get some crystals. I would say amethyst, citrine, tourmaline, which can really protect your auric field, and rest where you need to, because I do feel you're getting quite run down, and especially with the 3rd eye, it's a lot of meditation and thought into these situations. And I feel once you detach, I feel you'll really be moving ahead in a slingshot manner. Love and light, and I will see you during the month, and I'll give you an in-depth romance read.